One of the most common things that you are going to see on a day-to-day basis when inside a prison is a knife, better known as a banger. For this video here, I'm going to break it down and let y'all know how I had a real switchblade inside of prison.
Hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. You get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead, hit that like, subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can see it first. Okay? I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with my channel. You know, my subscribers keep on going up. Slowly but surely, we're getting there. And you already know I'm going to keep on giving y'all that real spiel about prison until the bus out, which means until the end. All right? So now, for this video here, I'm going to be breaking it down to y'all, let y'all know how I got a real switchblade inside of prison. All right? As y'all seen on the intro, common standard banger. All right? These are the main type of things you're going to see inside of prison. This is the type of things that people use when they're actually trying to take your life. Okay? Now, the knife that I got in particular, I'm going to tell y'all how I got it, how I lost it, how, you know, the whole thing, the whole situation. And it was actually one of the trickiest situations I found myself in when I was inside of prison. All right? Now, I don't have the actual switchblade that, you know, of course I had in prison, but it wasn't one of the ones that you press the button and it slides out like the automatic one. This one here was more like it had the little handle part right here. So when you just go like that, it slings open. All right? And I know a lot of people are wondering, damn, how do you get a type of knife like that while incarcerated? All right? Well, you're going to learn right now that anything is possible. All right? The way that systems are ran, the way that things go down on a day-to-day basis, you can literally get any single thing that you would want inside of prison. And the funny thing about it is, I didn't even plan on getting this, but this is how it turned out. Anyways, at this time in particular, I was at Calhoun CI, all right? I'll never forget this. I was in Calhoun CI, and I was in H dorm, all right? For anyone who's ever been to, you know, Calhoun, they know H dorm was the only dorm on the compound that is a T building. All the other dorms on the compound were open bays, but a T building was H dorm, which is a hallway like this, a hallway like that, and a hallway like that. So it's shaped like a T, you know? Now, 2-man cells, officer station in the middle, you know, stuff like that. So one day we're sitting there in the room. I'm just sitting there chopping it up with my bunkie. I'm leaned up on the door, you know, talking to him. It's count time. They have us locked inside of our cell as they do their count. Next thing you know, officer walks by to do his count. You know what I'm saying? He comes by, looks at us, checks the master roster count, boom, boom, keeps walking. Don't think nothing of it. As I'm sitting there talking to him or whatever, all of a sudden something slides under my door. Slides all the way under my door so fast, and it hit the back wall, okay? Anyone who's been inside of a cell knows a standard cell, you have the door, probably like 6 by 8 length and width, and then you have a wall with your window. So something slid under my door real quick into my cell. So I'm like, damn, what the hell is that? You feel me? When I go grab it and look, it was a real switchblade, okay? My first instinct was the officer's trying to set me up. Straight up. So I slid it back out under the door. You know what I'm saying? Right back out there. Right back under the door. My bunkie was like, what was that? I was like, boy, that looked like a knife, boy. Like, I grabbed it and threw it right back under the door. Like, for I don't want no parts of that. Like, you ain't gonna get me up out of here that easily. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swore he was trying to set me up. Next thing you know, we're watching him. We're trying to keep an eye on him and everything to see if we see any type of suspicion, any weird stuff. Like, when he went back inside the officer station, we're watching him, you know, to see if he, like, makes any calls, starts doing any paperwork. If he tries to put on any gloves, that means they're going to come shake down. Off rip, I'm thinking, boy, this officer trying to set me up, you know? Because, like, what is the odds that I'm sitting there telling a story to my bunkie and a real deal street knife just slides under my door? Man, you know what they going to do? You get caught with that? You get caught with a big enough knife, you're going to CM, okay? Control management. You feel me? If you get caught with a big enough knife. Now, if you get caught with a real deal street knife, first thing you're thinking, boy, they're going to add charge you. You know what I'm saying? They definitely transferring you. You know, you're definitely getting put on CM. You know, they're going to wonder how you got this knife, what kind of pool you got. So you're going to be like a red flag the whole rest of your bid. Them officers going to know about you, your whole bid. There's going to be eyes on you every single where you go because they're going to think that you got pulled some type of way. Like, what was you going to do with that real deal street knife? You know, just like I did a story not that long ago on my channel about people who actually, you know, had got guns in through the mail. You know what I'm saying? And got caught for it. Y'all can look it up. It happened in Florida. But anyways, this real deal street knife came under my door. And my bunky's like, nah, hell nah. Because he was laying down on the bunk like this while, you know, talking to me. And I'm breaking it down to him about some shit, whatever it was at the time. I don't remember. And I'm like, bro, that was a real knife, bro. He was like, hell nah. So I said, look, come look. So he came to my door, looks out the window, and right against the railing was the knife. He like, man, what the hell? And I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, boy, I think that also trying to set us up, boy. Like that never, ever happens. And I know the reason it never, ever happens because it never, ever happened to me another day of my bid. I never had an officer slide a real street knife under the door. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, what the hell? Is he trying to set me up? You feel me? So what I start thinking and my mind starts, you know, flipping on me. Next thing I'm thinking like, damn, like what if there's a hit on me or something and he's trying to put me up on game? You know what I'm saying? What if he's thinking like, you know, like, boy, let me try to warn this inmate or something. Maybe he knows something I don't know. I start telling my bunkie that. My bunkie starts, you know, tripping and shit. I start getting in his head, making him think, boy, maybe it was for you. I don't even know that officer like that. I mean, I know who he is, but boy, we ain't cool like that. He ain't never been like on my payroll or nothing like that. That's what I started telling my bunkie. I'm like, boy, maybe you got some pressure with someone around here, boy, you don't know about. Maybe that knife was meant for you, right? So he's thinking like, hell nah, bro, hell. So then he starts tripping and spazzing, starts thinking if he had pressure, if he got into it with anybody or something like that. And me, I'm thinking like, boy, I don't know. Either he trying to set me up or he trying to tell me something. So what I end up doing is as I write a kite, right? When I write the kite, I send it to my dog that's like 3 cells down. I let him know to get it, to grab it. And then, of course, they had cameras at the time, you feel me? But the officers ain't watching the cameras 24/7 unless you have them pull the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like if you tell another officer, man, this officer tried to set me up, man. Y'all check the cameras, that shit on there. But then again, they got ways to make it to where you don't see stuff. The camera's off at that time or whatever it may be, you know? So at the same time, we're not expecting them to pull cameras. The same dude who threw the shit under the door is the one that's in the booth working the camera right now, you know? So my homeboy that was 3 cells down, I told him, man, you get it and then you get it off to somebody just in case they see you on camera going and picking it up because now you're involved in it. And my dog, I got you, bro, I got you. So he got it, boom. And then after that, he went in there like the phones, dropped it on the ground, and kicked it. And it went under someone else's cell, which was his homeboy that was playing spades at the table at the time. So he told him like, hey, boom, boom, boom. And then he got up, went in there, got it, cuffed it, so it was secured. Man, I made that shit stay hidden, nowhere away from me for like 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. Because what was so weird about it is this same officer, he didn't come back to our quad. Like he didn't like, when he worked, he didn't work in H-Dorm no more. You feel me? So it was like, it wasn't our standard officer that I'm used to seeing. So then I'm thinking like, boy, he ain't been here in a week. Boy, I know they blitzing. They just waiting to see what I do. They just waiting to see what I do with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm bugging for like a whole 2 weeks. Next thing you know, the officer come back to work. When he finally comes back to work, you know, I see him on the other side of the compound when we're going to chow. I'm like, damn, he's over there, he's over there. So I'm wondering, Dan, did they move him? Or did he like, you know, get moved on purpose? Or shit like that. So then I'm thinking like, okay, maybe they ain't finna blitz me because it done been 2 weeks. Now I got this damn switchblade ducked off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking maybe it was a sign. But then at the same time, it done been 2 weeks. If something was finna happen to me, it would have done happen, I'm pretty sure. How he get the scoop on me 2 weeks ahead of time? You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it. So next thing you know, I'm like, man, I'm finna go get it, boy. This gonna be my everyday banger. I'm finna walk around with this knife. Boy, I got a real deal street knife, right? I go to my homeboy, boom. He like, yeah, you already know I put it such and such. So when we went out, it was on the rec yard somewhere. So when we went to the rec yard, boom, 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 we had to dig it up. I got it. So now that I got this real deal switchblade, I'm paranoid as hell when carrying it. I've never felt so paranoid carrying a knife in prison like I did with this one. This one here was totally different. Like I knew it was a different ball game. Like it didn't matter. It was only like this big, you know what I'm saying, all together. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it made me more paranoid than when I walked around with machetes. Why? Because it was a real street knife. And the way that it just fell out of the sky, you know, it just caught my attention. It was a red flag all the way around. So now when I go get the knife and I'm bringing it back to my dorm, guess what happens? I get pulled over by 2 officers. So in my mind, off rip, I'm like, I knew it. They got me. My dumb ass fell for it. Even after 2 weeks, I didn't wait long enough. I wasn't patient enough. 2 weeks later, you feel me? So they pull me over when I'm walking back to the dorm. They want to ask me about my education. That's what it was. Me, I'm sitting there sweating bullets, man. They talking about, where you headed? I'm like, to my dorm. They're like, oh yeah, where you coming from? I said, the rec yard. They were like, what are you up to? And I'm like, nothing, sir. Same thing, same routine every day, nothing. Oh, okay. You don't have nothing on your mind that's we should know about, right? And I'm like, nah, sir, not at all. And they're like, what about your education? Your education ain't on your mind? Don't you go to school? We be seeing you in the school. Then they start asking me about my education, boy. But I was sweating bullets because I literally just picked this knife up on the rec yard. You get what I'm saying? Like literally. So it was like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. That's what I was telling myself. So in my mind, I'm like, Frog, you a duck, bro. You dummy, bro. You dumb, bro. You played. You played. That's all I kept saying in my head is I played. I played. So by me talking to myself in my head when they talking to me, it's making me not respond right away. So it looks like I'm nervous and shit. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, after that, they said, all right, well, make sure you get your diploma before you get out of prison. And they let me go. And I'm walking back to my car like, oh, shit, boy, I want to get this knife up off me. So I get back to my dorm. I still stay in the same cell and everything that they slid it under, you know. I get back to my dorm. First thing I'm doing, I'm like, boy, I got to find me a spot. You never want to find a spot inside your cell. It's obvious, which a lot of people, you wouldn't, you know, believe it. But for anyone who's been to prison knows so many people get caught with knives and contraband inside of their cell, which to me is stupid, you know, because once they lock that door, it's a wrap. And you're only minimized to how many hiding spots you can have. They know all the hiding spots. They hit the same hiding spots. There's literally only 3 places inside of a cell. You know what I'm saying? You have the heater, which is connected to the wall, which they go after every single time. Your light, which has screws. They bring the step ladder in and they unscrew the light, look inside the light, and your toilet. Those are the 3 common areas that they come and search inside of a cell. Because yeah, you have your bunk beds. And then what? Your sink. That's the only thing you have inside, but the sink's connected to the toilet. And then your bunk beds ain't connected. It's literally like a metal slab bolted to the wall near the floor, and then a metal slab bolted higher up to the wall. So it's like you're limited to where you can have it. You know, you could get spots made and different things like that, but I won't get into that. You know what I'm saying? But me, I never like to have contraband in my cell. Especially when it's count time, when it's lockdown time, it's a wrap. Because they'll play it off like everything's cool. They'll say, all right, count time. And they'll pop the doors for everybody to go to their cell. Next thing you know, you'll be in there talking. And then either someone will catch on to it or you'll catch on to it that your water is off. Once your water's off, they're coming. And it's a wrap. You're going to see and hear people flinging out old batteries. They don't want to get caught with too many batteries in their room because then they're going to think you're making a battery pack to charge a cell phone. You know, so it's like it's scary when you're in a 2-man cell. That's why I'm glad when I was in prison, majority of the camps I went to not only had 2-man cells, they had open bays also. But it didn't matter as far as custody-wise. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't matter close custody, medium custody. We were all mixed in together. So, like, you can literally be closed custody, but you can be in education. And that dorm over there can be open bay, and it's education dorm. You see? Or you could be working in the kitchen, and then C dorm at Calhoun is open bay. That's the kitchen dorm. You know what I'm saying? And it's open bay. See, the way they break it down, it makes it better. You know, it makes it to where you got more freedom in the open bay. But you got way more privacy inside of a two-man cell. You know, don't get me wrong. Two-man cells are way better if you want to be left alone. If you don't want everybody in all your business, or if you just want more privacy. But it is safer in an open bay when you have contraband like cell phones, tunchi, whatever it is you may have. Because due to that bathroom having access from so many inmates, anything they find in that bathroom, they can't pin on you. So if you get scared and you fumble and you and you go to the bathroom and they don't see you and you drop a damn machete in there, and then you go to your bunk and they come in there and do a shakedown, they find a machete in there, they're gonna confiscate the machete. They're not gonna charge someone with it. But if you get caught with something in your cell, even if it ain't you and it's your cellie that has it, you're both going in. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure your bunkie's keeping it 100 with you. You gotta know not only what you have, you gotta know what your bunkie has also. And that's what a lot of people don't know is bunkies will keep shit from you. And then when they do a shakedown, when you least expect it, you're chilling and don't even know it's been your bunkie for the last 3 months. Y'all vibing and everything, but he didn't tell you that he had a poker in there. You see? So that's how people, then you see them both go into confinement handcuffs. Open bay to me was better at times, you know what I'm saying? Even though I did both bids, both ways. But confinement's always the best. Because when they shake down the compound and they shaking down the two-man cells or the open bays, confinement ain't getting shaken down. Even though at Charlotte, they do flip confinement like this, But it's easier, You'll be sitting on your jack and you see all the goon squads raiding all the dorms out there. Really, you're on your jack inside the box. Ain't got no worries. You see what I'm saying? So anyways, when I made it back to my dorm, I got me a spot. I ducked the knife off there. Boom. Now, I got the knife or whatever. I got in 2 situations, and I went and got the knife. You know what I'm saying? From where I had that in the same spot. I had it there for like a good, I'll say 4 months. 4 months, it was in the same spot. I only had to go get it 2 times for situations, all right? Because at that time, I was hustling in there. When I was hustling K2, which is known as Tunchi. So me being an unaffiliated, I had a lot of run-ins with different gang members. You understand? Like I literally had gang members come down to my quad one time. I was sleeping. And my homeboys didn't wake me up. One of my homeboys was a West Side Blood. I had another dude in there that was a cutthroat. Another dude that was a GD. There was 3 of them that fought with me real heavy. They were my dogs. And what happened is I was sleeping. When I was sleeping, some gang members from different dorms came down there with bangers and was like, oh, where the white boy that's selling Tunchi at? We heard there's a white boy down here with Tunchi. They came down there to rob me. Really, I was sleeping, though, throughout this whole thing. So when I wake up, one of my homeboys is like, yeah, bro, that shit was crazy. Boy, them boys came down here looking for you, Frog. And I'm like, what you talking about? You feel me? Like, I was eating oatmeal and everything. I just made me some oatmeal in a bowl. And I was like, what you talking about? He's like, nah, today. He's like, boy, them boys. He like, what's his name ain't tell you? You feel me? I won't say his name because my dog's still in prison right now. But anyways, he was like, oh, such and such ain't tell you? I said, nah, what happened? So then he was like, boy, them boys came out here, boy, and they was posted up in the front of the dorm, boy, with bangers, boy. Talking about who that white boy was that was distributing the Tunchi. Because me, what I'm thinking is, oh, I'm going to sew the pound up. I'm going to have it all on lock. So what I did is, when I first got some Tunchi or whatever, I sat up a couple grams, okay? Which was with a chapstick cap. You get a chapstick off the canteen, take the cap off, that little cap, fill it up with Tunchi. That right there was a gram worth. $50 right there. Straight up. So what I did is I sacked up a bunch of different grams. And then when I went to the chow hall, all the different dorms that would come in and out, I would meet someone I knew at the water fountain. Which the water fountain was like, not a regular water fountain where you lean over and drink. It was like a machine with a bunch of knobs. And then you just press the thing for water. It's unlimited water. And I would tell my dog, I would look at him, be like, yo, I'd be like, and then they'd meet me over there. I'd give them a whole gram of Tunchi. Boom. Hey, man, y'all boys, hey, let them boys try this in your dorm. I got it. And then I give it to someone else for a dorm. Hey, let them boys in your dorm try this shit, boy. I got it. So now everyone I'm giving this free gram to, feeling like they the man, they gonna go sew up, they gonna go sew it up, boy, and they gonna make them some bread. They got it on lock, all this. Which, yeah, they gonna be the man in their dorm. But them boys gonna hit it and wanna know where it came from. And Frog was the man at the time. So they came down to my dorm trying to rob. while I was, I guess my homeboys ran them out of there. 3 different gang members now. And this is at Calhoun. This wasn't even at Charlotte, CI. You feel me? This was when I was at Calhoun. You feel me? And 3 different gang members ran them off now. So when they tell me about it, I wake up. So I tell my homeboy, I'm like, damn, bro, what is it about these dudes coming out here or whatever? He was like, nah. He's like, man. I said, what? And I said, what dorm they from? So I went and grabbed my knife. He was like, see, fraud, that's why I ain't want to tell you. I said, what you mean? I said, you ain't wake me up, bro. These niggas in here with knives and shit looking for me, bro. I'm the white boy with Tucci. Right? So he was like, that's exactly why I ain't wake you up. Because I knew you would have been like, man, what the fuck? You would have got us in some shit. He like, that's exactly why I ain't wake you up, bro. It was nothing, bro. I ran him off. So I'm like, man, hell no. So next thing you know, I go holler at my other dog. He was like, yeah, bro. He was like, I said, who? He was like, oh, that one nigga from Orlando named such and such. He gave me his name, right? So I said, oh, yeah, what? He in G-Dorm? He said, yeah. I said, all right. So I slid to G-Dorm. Straight up. Once they popped the doors, I slid to G-Dorm. Went to my spot first. Got my real deal switchblade. Said, well, I'm finna, man, let's go do it. So I slid to G-Dorm. And I was the type that when I did something, I didn't need nobody with me. So when I walked over there to, wet them, when I went over there, a couple people followed me. They're like, boy, Frog going, we going. So a couple people came with me. He wasn't there. He was working in the kitchen. Right? So I'm like, boy, I ain't even finna, even though I'm hot or whatever, boy, I ain't even finna walk across the compound, boy, with this switchblade again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going on that side of the gate. You feel me? Because you got a center gate from where the chow hall is to where the compound and the dorms are. So you know what I'm saying? So I got a bigger area to cover with all the different dorms. But I got to walk past center gate where the officers are at. They got the damn tower right there with officers in the tower. All that. I'm like, man, hell no. Nah. So I say, you know what? I'll just catch him when he come back. You feel me? And my intentions wasn't to wet nobody at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't planning like, oh, I'm going to go give it to him. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Was to show him, boy, hey, look, check this out. You ain't the only one with knives, boy. You come, boy, you better come correct. That's basically what I was going to let him know. You feel me? Because when you got things going on and you're making money and you got a stable income and you're grinding, you're making this bread, you're stacking your money, no matter what it is you got going on in prison, any hustle, whatever your income is, if you got it going good, you don't want to ruin that. So you'll have people that we call shit eaters, that will try to knock your hustle by starting with you. Same thing on the streets. That's the same thing people will do on the streets. They try to interfere with your hustle constantly. You know what I'm saying? So they'll try to turn it into something when really it's to get your mind off of what you're supposed to be focused on. You see? So me, I wasn't trying to lose what I got going on over some shit eater who wasn't worth nothing. Just like on the streets, I ain't trying to lose everything I got going on over some shit eaters. Some people that ain't got shit going on for themselves. So my intentions wasn't to just, oh, I'm going to give it to him. That wasn't my intentions. My intentions was to let him know, boy, let me hear what he got to say. You feel me? Let me show him this white boy gonna slide about his. You know what I'm saying? Like if someone came at me physically and tried to take something from me, then of course I'll put it all on the line. You feel me? But at this point, I was asleep at the time. But it just shows how dangerous it is in prison. People can come to your quad, come to your dorm and slide up on you and you won't even know it. That's why a lot of these gangs, they have it when part of their structure, it's mandatory. They got to be up when the doors are open. When the lights pop, they got to wake up. You see what I'm saying? They're not allowed to sleep in all day and stuff like that. So anyways, when I went down to his dorm, he was working in the kitchen. So I'm like, shit, I'll just catch him on the flip side then. So I go back to my quad. Boom. Next thing you know, they call us for canteen later on. And he's on his way back from the chow hall. I see him walking with a couple styrofoam trays. He's still got his apron on with his little hairnet and everything. Looking like a kitchen worker. When you bring stuff back from the kitchen, depending on what camp it is and who the officers are, they might not allow you to bring trays back. But if you work in the kitchen, you just got your damn apron on, your hairnet. They don't know if you're, transferring these trays. You see what I'm saying? When they called canteen for us, I slid out the door for canteen as he was walking back. And I walked up on him. I'm like, hey, bro, check me out. He's like, what's up? I said, hey, bro, what's up, bro? You smoke Tucci? That's what I told him. And he was like, yeah, wow, what's up? And I said, hey, listen, fuck nigga, like that. I said, boy, I heard you came out of my dorm looking for me, boy. You come out of my dorm, boy, you better come correct. And he's like, oh, so what you saying then, cracker? He called me a cracker. I said, man, this is what I'm saying. Plop, and that bitch said, slink, like that. That's what I'm saying. That boy said, oh, that's how you living? I said, man, that's how I'm going, like that. And then next thing you know, word got around. Boy, that boy pulled a real knife out on me, boy. That boy pulled out a real knife on me. And the reason that I know word got around was now I'm on my P's and Q's. Now I'm not even putting it in the spot. I'm sleeping with that thing right here on my waist. Sleeping on my back with that banger on me, bro. Like, just in case. You know what I'm saying? Because you're never supposed to up on someone and not use it. But in this situation here, you know, I felt like it wasn't worth putting it all on the line, which I could have been wrong and it could have ended badly for me. But it was good enough because by me upping the knife on him and he seen it was a real deal knife, he went to telling people like, boy, that boy got a real banger over there, boy. That boy upped some street shit on me. So now I got people coming up to me the next couple days talking about, oh, such and such said it ain't no pressure, right? Which to me, that means there's pressure, you know, especially in prison. So I'm thinking like, yeah, all right, it is what it is. So then I got people coming to me saying, damn, bro, you really upped you got a switchblade? You got a switchblade? So now to me, I'm nervous because too many people know about the knife now. How you going to pull this beautiful ass knife out, you know, and someone not spread word about it? And that's what happened. It started spreading like fucking, you know, flies. So next thing you know, he came in my dorm. So when he came in my dorm, I got my knife. And I'm like, what's up? You good? You good? That's what I'm telling him. He like, look, bro, I ain't come down here for that, bro. He's like, man, I came down here, bro, to tell you, bro, ain't nothing, bro. He like, it ain't nothing, bro. He like, just me and a couple of my dogs, you feel me? We thought it was, you know, we didn't know it was you. We thought it was someone else. And I'm like, how you didn't know it was me when you don't know me? How that makes sense? You don't know me. It ain't like you knew me and you were like, oh, nah, it's him right there, bro. You just met me, bro, by me running down on your ass when you left the chow hall. He like, yeah, bro, but that's a dead issue, bro. He like, that's a dead issue, bro. He like, someone in my dorm told us that you was down here and first come, first serve type shit. And I said, yeah, who got their money, right? You feel me? It ain't like I'm just going to give away free Tunchi. I said, I did that to let y'all boys down there try that shit. You feel me? But they took it as if, oh, we going to rob them. That's the thing. There's never a steady structure when it comes to hustling in prison because everybody wants it all. Everybody's greedy. Everybody wants it all. So no matter what it is you're doing, someone's going to try to step on your toes. If not one person, 10 of them. That's it. And it isn't who's going to step on your toes or if they step on your toes. It's when they step on your toes because they're going to be their goal. You're looking at it like, boy, I got all this Tunchi, boy, I'm making all this money. They're looking at it like, boy, I want to smoke. He's got all that Tunchi. They're not even caring that you're making money. You know, that's how they look at it. That's exactly what it is, you know. So after all that happened, he ended up leaving my dorm, you feel me? So boom, 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 we exchanged words and that was it. He's like, boy, but I ain't gonna lie, dog. He said, I ain't never, ever, and he said he's been down 8 years. He said, I ain't never had nobody with a knife like that you showed me, bro. He's like, I knew you was a somebody by the type of knife you had. You feel me? And I said, yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But really, if only he knew how I had it, how I got it. He's thinking I'm the man on the pound because he ain't never seen a real street knife while in prison, which I hadn't either. Even after my whole bid, I never seen another knife like that in prison. The most beautiful knife I seen was made out of plexiglass or made out of the can of tomatoes, the lid of the can of tomatoes. They crush it all up and sharpen it on the floor. I've never seen a knife as pretty as that switchblade, which on the streets, they're not really pretty or nothing like that. But in prison, something like that just glows, boy. Like the golden gun and fucking 007 from back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So that situation was a dead issue. Now, the next issue I got into was I'm on the rec yard. When I'm on the rec yard, I get in a little altercation with some dude, right? We get in an altercation because he's jogging, right? He's running around the track, you know, trying to get his cardio in. Me and a couple of my homeboys, we walking the track. We just walking and talking. So I guess, long story short, when he's running, when he's coming around the run, you know, he ends up trying to run on the side of us. But since we talking and shit like this, we're not looking behind us. We you know, one of my homeboys moves over like this as we're laughing and goes right in front of him. So he like ran into him or whatever. He went to talking crazy. So I told him, man, you better mind your fucking mouth. That's what I told him, like that. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, watch where y'all, man. Y'all need to watch what I said, you the one running. You the one running around. You feel me? You running from behind us and shit. You see us, we don't see you. You need to watch where the hell you running. You feel me? It ain't like we walking backwards. So we see y'all coming. This the way the traffic's going. You feel me? It ain't like we cross lanes like in the car. Let me put my blinker on before I get over. Nah, it ain't nothing like that. Like, bro, we was here. You know what I'm saying? This is us, bro. We walking around, bitch. You coming from behind us. You the one that sees us. So you supposed to know, okay, look, they're right. Let me run a little wide to the right, just in case these boys, you know, they clowning and shit. Let me move to the little, but he didn't do that. Why? Because in prison, a lot of people wake up wanting to do things to people. They want to get in altercations. They want to put off a message like they badasses. So they want to pick and choose different people. So they see a clique of little white boys walking around. They think shit's sweet. If only they knew what was up under this damn wreck shirt I had on. You know? So when that all happens, next thing you know, he go to talking all crazy. And I said, pussy nigga, keep running, nigga, before I get you off the pound. Like that. And then he was like, man, I wish you would get me off, boy. You talking crazy. He went to take his headphones off. What did I do? I slank. Man, you know what time it is, bro. What's up? What's up? What's up? And I started like biting my mouth like, what? What? Say, fuck, nigga, say something like that. And he was like, man, what's up, bro? Damn, bro, this shit crazy, bro. You want to pull a knife out, nigga? Oh, you checking in? What you trying to pull a knife out for, bro? You check? He started getting all loud and rah-rah. And I said, nigga, keep it moving, nigga. And I put the knife on me and I walked off. You feel me? That was another situation I ain't have no problems after that with dude. Nothing after that, bro. I swear. And then like a good month later, he started buying Tunchi off me. And he started telling me, boy, that white boy right there gonna wet you, boy. That white boy right there gonna wet you, boy. You see what I'm saying? You don't always have to do something for it to, you know, them to get your message across in prison. You feel me? And not every situation is gonna lead to something. You know, like I noticed with a lot of different other YouTube channels, anytime they tell a story, they'll tell you something happened, which 9 times out of 10 is bullshit. Literally. You feel me? Because just like you're living in precaution in prison, so is everyone else. So it ain't like, oh, if you tell someone, boy, get right, bro, I'm gonna hit you with it. It ain't like everyone's gonna just be like, oh, this is what it is, then you're gonna have to hit me with it. It ain't always like that. So 9 times out of 10, the stories you hear be bullshit when they make you seem like it happened every single time. Because literally, you will have like 5 real deal incidents in prison, but then you'll have 30 where nothing happened after it. You see what I'm saying? But other people will talk like they had 30 that happened and maybe a couple didn't go down. It'd be straight bullshit. You feel me? So this one here, like I'm saying, nothing happened, but he respected me after that. Like I said, down the line, he ended up buying Tunchi and stuff off me. And he started telling people, well, white boy right there gonna wet you, boy. White boy gonna wet you, boy. He pulled some shit out on me, boy. He started exaggerating, though. He like, boy, he pulled some shit out on me like this big, boy. That bitch was all blue looking, and he lied, you know what I'm saying? It was really just like this big, you know what I mean? And then, you know, I felt like the man with that knife. I felt like shit, you know. Everybody got bangers, but I felt like I know this one ain't going, you know, bend, you know, because a lot of times when people got knives and stuff, if it ain't thick enough, when you hit your target, it'll bend on you. You see what I'm saying? But so now I'm going to tell y'all how I ended up losing my knife, and y'all won't believe it. Now, I was in H-Dorm. At this time, I got moved from H3 to H1. H2's confinement. You feel me? So now I'm in H1. I'm sitting there vibing or whatever. I had this knife for probably another good, I'll say 2.5 months. All right. A lot of different robberies and stuff are going on in this dorm. You know, it's the jungle. You feel me? So I got an exclusive knife. You know, I wasn't worried anywhere I went, you know, because either they're going to be scared by how the knife looks. If they ain't scared of a knife, they're going to be scared by how this real one is. When they see that, they're going to be like, what the hell? Because no one's expecting to see that. Or I'm just going to hit them and give it to them. I'm going to wet them up. So I'm in this dorm. I got me a hold down man. Hold down man I got was some white boy, you know, and he was all tatted up or whatever. He used to play like he was gangster when I first got in there and shit. Said he caught 25 years. He'd always talk about his case, and everyone knew him. His name was El Pollo Loco. That's what he would say. He would tell everyone that's his name that long. He'd be like, yeah, boy, Pollo Loco. I'm Pollo Loco. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, what? So you chicken, boy, Pollo? And he'd be like, man, Pollo Loco, man. You feel me? Like he was a white boy that knew Spanish and shit like that. Well, he ended up being my hold down man. And what was crazy about him is he was a suitcaser. So he boofed stuff. You feel me? So, man, I'll never forget, man, the day I least expected it. This man pulled a psychological emergency, like a medical emergency, not a psychological. Psychological is when you feel like you want to harm yourself. He pulled a medical emergency, man, and he checked in, man, with my knife suitcased in him. He had my knife inside of a glove, put up in him and all that, and he checked in, man, with my knife, dog. I'll never forget that day. Man, I was in my dorm so damn mad. I'm thinking like, damn, dog, because he got involved with other people. So when he got involved with other people, you know, them people put that pressure on him, like, you know, and he was my hold down man. You feel me? So like, I didn't know what the hell he had going on with these other people. He owed these people money and all types of shit. So he was down to hold my knife, you know, for protection, for himself. You feel me? That's what it was. But he got so damn scared that he wasn't even going to use the knife. He fought around and checked in, bro, with my knife in him, dog. I'll never forget that, bro. I had a switchblade in prison, and a dude checked in by having that shit boofed, bro. Straight up, bro. When that happened, I'm like, oh, man. And I tried so hard to hold on to that knife, bro. Like, straight up. I wasn't going to get rid of it unless I got transferred. If I got transferred, of course, I would have handed it down to someone because I'm not going to try to sneak it through all the metal detectors at each reception center. I'm not going to try all that. That's a suicide mission. Even though there's ways you can do it, which I won't put out there. But I was going to leave it to someone, dog. And he checked in with my knife, dog. I'll never forget, bro. I never seen him again. Never seen him again. He went to confinement, got transferred as a check-in. But best believe, boy, in my mind, when I was getting transferred from Calhoun back to Washington Annex Reception Center, down to Lake Butler, down to Orlando, down to South Florida, to Charlotte, and then got transferred all the way back, then went to the DeSoto. When I was doing my best believe, boy, I was hoping to run across him, boy, because I was going to have to give it to him, boy, because that knife meant something to me, dog, because it was an experience that I never, ever expected, and it's an experience that I literally was thinking, you know, more than one thing about it when it first happened, when the knife first came under the door, and it made me look at prison like, boy, you can get anything in here, you know what I'm saying? Like, you never know with these officers, bro, how crooked they are, dog. Like, what if I would have took that knife and hit up an officer? Or took that knife and hit up the warden when he comes around and do damn cell inspection. When he comes around and does, you know, when they come inspect the compound. He comes with the head of Tallahassee and I just decided to hit the warden. Then what? When I go into custody, they see I got a real street knife. You feel me? Clearly it came from someone on the streets. You see what I'm saying? But, dog, that was how I lost my knife, dog. I'll never forget, man. But anyways, man, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video on up. I appreciate y'all listening. Just remember, man, anything is possible, you know, and never take what your mind say for granted, boy, because like I said, that was a tricky ass situation. I didn't know if the officer was trying to set me up or if he was trying to put me up on beat or whatever it was. But I will never forget the time that I had a real deal switchblade while in prison. Anyways, man, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day. Till next time, this Frog.